Yes, students, today probably we will be learning about the most easiest part of electrostatics, the most easiest part. Believe me, it's the easiest part of electrostatics. Very small derivations which will entertain you, and also very easy to understand the concept as well. And I'm talking about dipole. That means from the name itself it is very much clear that there are two poles, and two poles of opposite polarity. One is positive, then the other one is negative. Now if I draw a dipole, how it will look? Say I am drawing it from here. Say this is your positive charge and this is a negative charge, and that means we can easily tell this one as pair of charges, or you can say pair of opposite charges residing at a short distance. Residing at a short distance. And another thing important to remember over here, I'll come to that point also. Let us consider the length as say 2L. Why I have considered 2L? I could have considered L also as length, but if I consider L length, what happens in dipole? Say this is dipole as a whole, that means with this pair of charges as a whole will act as a source charge. That means due to these two poles, or due to these two oppositely charged particles, we will study the electric field at axial position and at Brodmann position. So that means what? This is the axis of the dipole. We can consider electric field intensity at this point, or I can consider at this point as well. That means for a dipole we can consider, or we can find out the electrostatic force or the electric field at point P, which is lying along the axis of the dipole, or at point P, which is lying at Brodmann position of the dipole. Now whenever we consider a particle P from a dipole, we need to calculate the distance of that particle or of that position from the center of the dipole. That means this center basically decides the distance of that point P from the dipole. That means if I consider over here, so at the mid position, then this is your L and this is your L. So when we go for calculation of the distance, it makes us very easy, it makes the life for us very easy to find out with considering 2L. We can also consider it L, then in that case it will be L by 2, this will be L by 2. Let me write both down. Understood? Now this charges, I said plus, another one minus, that means one positive, the next one is negative, and both the charges are of same magnitude. Both the charges are of same magnitude. Now here a term comes called dipole moment. Dipole moment is denoted by small p, which is a vector quantity. Mind it, it's a vector quantity. You can also give like this, vector quantity, because it is having some direction, and it is denoted by q, or not denoted, it is calculated by multiplying the magnitude of charge into the length of the dipole. into the length of the dipole is 2L and the magnitude of charge is Q. That means we are going to take only magnitude of only one charge only. Both the charges are same and we are going to consider only one charge. So we get 2QL. So that is in one short P equal to 2QL. Now if you are being asked, since I have said it's a dipole moment, since I have said that the dipole moment is a vector quantity, this dipole moment obviously will have some direction, and that direction is given by along the length of the dipole, and its direction, or it is considered to be passing from negative charge to positive charge. That means if I draw now the direction of dipole, I can write like this, I can draw like this as this. So it is clear that the direction of the dipole moment is along the length of the dipole, and it is directed, or its direction is from negative to positive. Understood? So that is all about a gist of dipole. Now we are going to find out the electric field intensity at point P when the point lies along the axis of the dipole, that means at axial position. Clear? So let us start. Let us consider, say, the length of the point P along the axial axis b small r from the nearest charge. Then, or you can consider in this way, instead of going that way, you need to consider then r plus L for this, and this will be r plus 2L. Instead of going for r plus L and r plus 2L, you can also do one thing over here. You can take the distance from the middle. That will be much easier for you. So you have r as the total length. Let me do one thing. Let me make it bit clear so that there should not be any confusion. So this is the length, and let me make from here, let it be r. There is a distance of point P from the middle of the dipole. If this is the distance r from the middle of the point P from the middle of the dipole, then distance, this one will be how much? R minus L. That is, the point P is at a distance of r minus L. You can take it in meter. Consider in SI all the units. I am not writing the units, but you need to consider from your own r minus L as the distance of charge, positive charge from point P, and the distance of negative charge from point P is then r plus L. Hope you understood this part. I am repeating again. I have considered r distance from the middle of the dipole, then the distance of point P from positive charge will be r minus L. That means I am deducting this small part, and the distance of negative charge from the particle will be this r plus this L. Hope you understood this point. Now let us start to find out the electric field intensity at point P. In which direction the electric field intensity will be there? Think of it. Think. This direction of electric field intensity will be in the direction of the force experienced by the test charge at point P. I told you in my earlier videos also several times that the direction of force on a charge due to a source charge, on a charge or on a test charge due to a source charge, is the direction of the electric field itself. Now until unless it is being said, you need to consider the test charge as positive. Here also I am considering a test charge positive. If I bring a test charge positive over here, there is a positive charge from this end we are taking into care. So that means in this case electric field intensity, if I consider this point as positive, let me name this one as say A charge, B charge. Both the charges are having the same magnitude, that is Q and Q. So don't get confused. A and B I have taken as charge at A, that is Q, charge at B as Q. One is positive, the other one is negative. So this will be EA, the direction of electric field intensity, because this charge will try to repel this charge, test charge, which is need to bring at point P in that direction. So electric field direction is also in that direction. And since this test charge is the positive charge, so for this negative charge, this test charge will be attracted this side. So that means if it is having a force of attraction this side, then electric field intensity will also be in this direction. So EA and EB, let me make both the vectorial signs or the directions as almost the same. So EA and EB in the opposite directions. Then it is very much clear that there is an angle of 180 degree between them. Okay, I told you earlier, electric field is also a vector quantity. Electric field is also a vector quantity. So that means by seeing this one, if I calculate the total electric field as E equal to EA minus EB, don't get confused that is scalar calculation. No, that is also vector calculation. Only thing we have not shown in detail, but today I will show you in detail how it is happening. So then it will be much clear for many of you. So now at this point there are two electric fields, EA and EB. So we need to find out the resultant of these two vector fields. Then E, I know from vector addition law, E equal to, if I take the total electric field, let me write total electric field, E equal to root over E1 square plus E2 square. Sorry, I need to take EA and EB, since I have considered EA and EB, plus 2 EA EB cos 180 degree. So cos 180 degree, I know all of you know the value is how much? What is the value? Is minus 1. So cos 180 degree is minus 1. So minus 1 into 2 EA EB will be equal to minus 2 EA EB. Now hope you got the formula. This is the formula of A minus B whole square. So I can write under root EA minus EB whole square. Therefore the total electric field intensity comes as EA minus EB. I have shown this one only to make you understand that the value or the way they will be doing on your book is like this. That doesn't mean this is a scalar calculation, it's a vector calculation only. The same thing we do when there are oppositely directed forces are there acting on a body. In that case also we do say FA minus FA and FB, then FA and FB, then also we write FA minus FB if they are in opposite direction, that means out of phase, 180 degree angle between them. So E equal to EA minus EB. So EA, well, formula of electric field, I hope all of you know, still I am writing it again. E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q, that is the source charge, by the distance square. That's the basic formula. Here we are writing for EA as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge is same, Q, distance is how much? From here the distance how much? R minus L. So you have R minus L whole square minus EB again 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dot EB equal to Q R plus L whole square. This E whatever I have considered is according to your formulas what you have already derived. So don't confuse with E and EA and EB. This E only became here EA, this E only became EB, and this E remained as total electric field intensity at this point. Hope you understood. So now we have some common, Q and 4 pi epsilon naught we are getting common, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught is your common one. This one comes as R minus L whole square minus R plus L whole square. So this one again I can do it like this, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. This one LCM, that is R square minus L square whole square. This part will come as R plus L whole square minus R minus L whole square. This I can do more in depth. So this one comes r plus l whole square, that means r square plus 2rl plus l square. So this one comes as r square plus 2rl plus l square. This one with minus outside, if I calculate only for the in between one, it will be r square minus 2rl plus l square. Since minus is outside, so the sign changes. So it comes as minus r square plus 2rl minus l square. The down one remains the same, r square minus l square whole square. If you see here, r square l square will get cancelled out each other, and you will be having at the end here electric field. Let me write for all these steps, E equal to, so you will be having q by 4 pi epsilon naught dot, you are having 4rl by r square minus l square whole square. So we got this one. So see it in a very careful way. We know dipole moment equal to P equal to 2ql. Are we not getting a term from 4rl q? I am getting 2ql also over there. So what I am doing, I am substituting P in place of 2qrl. How we will find out that one? So we have 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Let me write it in this way only. 2. So taking common 2ql, and r I am keeping outside. So you will be having r square minus l square whole square, which will give you here 2pr, r square minus l square will having 4 pi, will be having 4 pi epsilon naught down, is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here we are getting this term. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2pr by r square minus l square whole square. This term remains as it is. Now if this r is much greater than, that means the distance of point P, the distance of point P over here, if is too high compared to the length, compared to the half length also you can consider. You can also consider here r as much more than 2l, or also you can consider r is much less more than l. That means this distance compared to the dipole is too high, then we can easily omit this part. So in that case your E will stand, as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This will be 2p, l square cancels out, so it will be r to the power 4, it will cancel out, it will be r cube. So this is your final electric field intensity, and hope you all know the unit of electric field is how much? Newton per coulomb. How we know? Again, from this, electric field intensity is F by Q naught. F is your Newton, Q naught is your coulomb. So you get Newton per coulomb. These things I think it is clear to all of you. So you have Newton per coulomb as your unit, and so this is your electric field intensity for a dipole. In many of the cases you will find they will ask you what is the electric field intensity for a short dipole. This is actually short dipole. This short dipole means what? This length is much less than compared to the point, compared to the distance of the point which where it lies. That means if this length is much smaller than r, then it's a short dipole. If you don't consider that one, then we'll have this value, or this is your expression. If it is having a much, then this is your expression. And now we will go for the electric field intensity at a point along the Brodmann position. Just now we have discussed also on this, and let me draw it here, minus, plus, and the distance, or you can say the length, of the dipole as say 12, and we are going to find out at equatorial position or Brodmann position. So if this is 12 and let us consider this one as r, then these are the lengths. I am drawing it as if it is a right angle triangle, two halves, and this is your point P. Let me write the point P as this side, point P. Now, and the charges over here are same charges, Q and Q. Now hope you understand this part, that the diagram is not even, don't take it otherwise. This distance and this distance will be same. The only reason we have taken this one as a mid position, that means from here to here it is your L, and from this place to this is your L. If this is R and this one is L, then this is how much? H square equal to P square plus B square, Pythagoras theorem. And from here we get then R square plus L square. I am giving it root, say. Okay, so this is your distance. So that means if this is your distance, here also the same distance, R square plus L square root. From here, then why we have found out these two distances? The only reason, we are going to find out the electric field intensity at this point individually due to plus Q and minus Q. Then what will happen to this, as I have named it earlier, here also you name it as position A, position B. So at position A, the electric field intensity will be in which direction? In which direction? Positive charge. Now in this case this is your source charge, and if I consider a point where I need to find out the electric field intensity, that means I am bringing a test charge over there. So if I bring a test charge, until and unless it is being said, it is considered as positive. So that means if I bring a test charge over here, this will get repelled in this direction. That means the force will be in this direction, and as I said, the direction of the force is also the direction of the electric field over there. So the direction of electric field will be, say, this one. So that is EA. That is due to position A. Now while considering this part EA, I need to do one thing which we have already done in your class 11, that is resolving of vectors into its vertical and horizontal components. Now here also the same thing, what we will be doing, horizontal, and this one is your vertical. Okay, and if I drop a pupilling over here, then this is, if this is your theta, let me consider this part as your theta. If I consider this one as the angle theta, then this is also your theta, and these are your vectors, vertical, and this one is your horizontal. So this part is obviously your base, so that means this one is EA cos theta, and this will be your EA sin theta. I am not going in detail of this vector resolution, vector resolve. The only reason we have done it in class 11, how to resolve these vectors into its horizontal and vertical components, that you need to, if you have any confusion, go through that one, or else you can also communicate to me on this. Again, due to, now it is all done with respect to your position A or positive charge. What will happen to this negative charge? This is a positive charge, the test charge is positive, what we have considered. So, and this is negative, so obviously there will be an attraction force. If attraction force is there, so obviously there will be the direction of the electric field will also be towards the negative charge or towards along the force. Now again let me resolve it. Here also the same thing. I should extend this part. Why I am extending this part? Why? Can anybody tell me why I have extended this part again? The only reason, these two electric fields should be same. Why these electric fields should be same? The electric field should be same, that this one was EA and this is your EB. EA and EB is same in this case. Why? The reason, charges are same. E is what? I am writing it again. If as per the formula, E is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. We have Q by the distance, here r square I am writing, actually here it will be r square plus l square to the power root whole square, that means r square plus l square only. So that means this is r square. Then in that case just try to understand, if q is same, if this distance is same for both the electric fields, then EA and EB will be same. For EA also there is q, for EB also q. For EA the distance is this one, for EB also the distance is this one, so everything remains same, and this is also constant. So EA and EB is same. So while drawing these vectorial diagrams, you need to remember that if these two vectors are same, that means their lengths, if you are drawing, you will be obviously drawing for this with pencil or scale, and if you don't draw it with scale also, then also you need to remember, as in the first view only it should be clear that for the teacher that you have considered the lengths of the two vectors as same. That is also one symbolic representation that you understand that these two vectors are same. Clear? That's the reason I have rubbed it out, because I found that it is making bit short. Now, so EB, if this is your theta, then this is your theta. If this is your theta, then this angle is also theta. If this is your theta, then this one is your vertical component and this is your horizontal component again. So that means this one here it is EB cos theta, and this one is your EB, this one is your EB sin theta. Now as I said you, EA and EB both are same. EA and EB both are same. Theta is the same for both the angles. If, and that was sine function. So if I consider EA sin theta and EB sin theta, it is very clear that both are cancelling out each other. Understood? They are cancelling because EA, EB value same, sine of same angle in both the expressions, so they are cancelling out each other. So you can write over here that EA sin theta will cancel out EB sin theta, since EA sin theta will be equal to EB sin theta, and EA cos theta will add up to EB cos theta. That means therefore total electric field intensity EA plus EA cos theta plus EB cos theta. Now I am not going for that vectorial part because already we have resolved this one. So we are going direct to additions. EA and EB both are same. So can I write then EQ by 4 pi epsilon naught, only difference will be what? In terms of cos theta only. Then this part is this one, and you have cos theta over here. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught divided by you have r square plus l square. This total part is nothing but twice of this. Understand it carefully. 1 by 4 pi epsilon, that one I have written q by 4 pi epsilon naught. You have cos theta outside, and also you had r square plus l square root over whole square. This, how you got this one? You got this one like r square plus l square, it was under root this whole square. So you get this part. Hope you understood that one. So then we can get over here 2, let me write here as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square cos theta, this is your theta, cos theta, that means base by hypotenuse. So base is your L, this part is your base L by hypotenuse, that means r square plus l square. Root was there, so I have considered half. So you understood this part. I hope it is clear. If you see here 2ql, again you are getting p. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, you get p by this one. How much you get? R square plus l square 3 by 2, and this one 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. When you get this expression, two expressions actually for E, one is this one and other one is this, when r is much greater than your 2l or you can also write R is much greater than L. That means this is the expression for your what? Short dipole. That means R is much greater than the length of the dipole. Then you can consider this one, or otherwise you need to consider this part. Now it is very much clear. If you see here, the moment, or sorry, the electric field intensity what you found out for the axial position is actually twice of the electric field intensity at Broughton position. That means therefore we can also have this one sometimes comes as your MCQs also, or also some very simple numericals where you just need to multiply by 2 or divide it by 2. How? Though you need to write then, therefore electric field at axial position is twice that of the same, that means electric field intensity at Broughton position or Broughton position. Clear? So these things you need to remember. If you are given this value, you need to divide it by 2 to get Broughton, or if you have got the Broughton position given in your numerical, just multiply it by 2, you will be getting electric field intensity due to axial position. So that's a simple thing. Hope you have understood this part. So let's move to the next part. So this is all about electric field intensity, finding out electric field intensity due to a dipole at axial and Broughton position. Clear? Now let us go to the other one. Now this one is mainly to find out the torque, for a dipole when this dipole is placed at or within an uniform electric field. That means till now what we have done, we have taken dipole as a source charge, and we used to bring some test charges from outside to find out the electric field intensity at the various points. Here we will do this different thing. What we will do? We will consider the electric field intensity already there due to some other source charge. Say this is the electric field intensity. And say this is a uniform electric field intensity, and in this electric field we have this uniform electric field. I am writing it as E, and here we have kept a dipole. Let this one be positive, let this one be negative. The charges are same, since dipole is always a system of two charges kept at very short distance of same value with opposite polarity. So if I keep this one, now this electric field is due to some source charge which is kept somewhere else, and we have brought a dipole and we have kept it like this and then left it. Then if I leave it, what will happen here? If I leave it, it is very much clear that the electric field intensity, what I said, until it is being said to you, the electric field due to a source charge, that source charge is considered as, or the source charge is always considered as positive until and unless it is being said to you. Okay, and again the test charge is also considered to be positive until and unless it is being said to you something else, something is negative. So we have considered positive test charge. Here also test charge is positive only, plus, and the source is positive. So obviously there will be a repulsion force. This is your F, and the same direction electric field will also be there. So let me write F. And for here the test charge is negative, but the electric field is from the same charge, so it is source positive only we have to consider. So this is your F in this direction. Now in both the cases E is constant, uniform, the charges are same, so obviously this F and this F will be same, and both the F's are in opposite direction. If you see the diagram, it is very much clear that this will have a turning effect. That means both these forces are acting as couples. Which gives a torque over here. Now what we will be doing, we will be trying to find out the torque provided. Let this be angle be theta. Now, and the length, as I said you earlier, here also we are considering the same, that is 2L. Okay. Now, to find out the torque, what's the formula of torque, or what we know from our earlier classes? Torque is what? Is the product of the magnitude of the force of the couple. Only one force you need to consider, force of the couple, because both the values of forces are same only in couple. So, one force, magnitude of one force into the perpendicular distance from the line of action. If you see here, this is your line of action. If you see here, this is the line of action of the force, and this is your perpendicular distance, which I can also say till this one also. So this is your perpendicular distance. So let us not consider this part, let us consider this part. It will be much easier for us. Then if this is 2L, then this one I can easily write 2L sine theta. If you see here, this is base, this is perpendicular, so we can write 2L sine theta over here. Then it is very much easy for us now. Therefore, torque on the dipole due to electric field E is equal to, let me write the torque sign, tau equal to F into, in need of giving some vectors now, it will complicate your understanding, F into 2L sine theta. Now what is F? We know E equal to F by Q naught. Remember, force by test charge. Here the test charges are Q and Q. Okay, so I am writing this one. Here the test charge are Q. Remember this. Therefore I can write F equal to QE. That only I am putting over here, QE into 2L sine theta. This one you can write as since reason. So Q 2L, 2QL, again your moment, PE sine theta. So this is your expression of torque for, you can write, give here, since P equal to 2QL. Give always reasons. The unit of this will be Newton meter. The unit of this will be Newton meter. Another thing, if I ask you over here that at what angle or in what condition torque will be maximum, and in that case what you should answer? In what condition torque will be maximum? Very simple thing over here, understand it. P is same, it will remain same for the particular length of the dipole, and the charge of the dipole, P will remain same, because P is a function of 2QL. Till the charge Q is same and length L is same, the value of P for a particular dipole will be same. So E is the electric field of the source charge, which I have considered uniform, that will also be same for the particular condition. So what may change? That means this value may change, that means value of sine theta may change. When the value of sine theta may change? When this theta will be different, will change. Obviously if you see here, if there is a force, obviously theta is always changing. So torque will be maximum when, what is the maximum value of sine theta? When the maximum value of sine theta comes, then only the torque will have the maximum value. So sine theta will be maximum, or the value of sine theta is maximum is 1. This one occurs when theta is 90 degree. So that means it is clear, if the dipole, instead of at an inclination, if it is at an inclination from 90 degree with the, that means you can say perpendicular also with respect to the electric field, then it will exert the maximum torque. Clear? Hope you have understood this part. So this is all about your dipole and all about your dipole with respect to electric field. We'll also discuss dipoles with respect to electric potential. That is also another very important part. But before starting for dipole, for electric potential, that means potential at a point, the same thing what you have found out now, potential at a point due to a dipole, whether axial or equatorial or Broughton position, that we'll find out. But before going to that, what we need to do? We need to learn electric potential, correct? So we will do that one first, electric potential, then later on we will go for dipole again. That's the easiest part, I said you, is much easier. If you have any confusions, please try to communicate in whatever way you feel possible. Okay, and I am always there to help you out. During this session you are only left out with such type of classes, and I hope you are enjoying it, and hope our journey will be good, because all of us will be going for giving the exams, and we teachers will be supporting you till the end. So don't waste your time during your lockdown time. Also you need to study, because there is no question about the session to be delayed or reduction of syllabus. Nothing is going to happen. At certain point of time, for especially for students of 10 and 12, you will find the exam is very near and you are not prepared with it. So be careful, don't waste your time. Think that you are doing your class sessions and this is your board, and whatever notes you want, you take it from the board, you copy it and try to go through the numericals as well. If you have any problem in numericals, please let me know. That also you can communicate, and if any session, if I feel that yes it is required for you, I'll also take that session over here. Okay, thank you to all of you.